Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the brand new Amazon Prime TV series, Lord of the Rings of Power. Of course, Lord of the Rings of Power is a prequel series to previous installment films such as Lord of the Rings and the prequel to that series, The Hobbit. This show takes place numbers and numbers of years before those events of those movies, and of course an episode will be premiering, I believe, every Thursday on Amazon Prime Video. The first two episodes actually come out tomorrow, or it might not be tomorrow depending on when you watch this, but for me it's tomorrow, and I actually was able to watch the first two episodes early at an early fan screening in theaters, and I wanted to come by and just give you my quick thoughts on the first two episodes. Before we begin, I just want to preface it by saying a couple of things. One, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I don't want you guys to go into these episodes and be like, oh, I know exactly what happens in the first scene because I watched it on YouTube. Someone told me about it. I don't want you guys to be like that. I want you guys to go in unknowingly like I did and just know from what I've seen from the trailers. I don't want you to go in knowing what's going to happen in the final scene of the show. No. I want you guys to go in unknowingly because that's the best way to watch it. And that's the best way you should watch it. So I want to let you guys know that this can be spoiler free. Secondly, I want to let you know that I am a gigantic Lord of the Rings and Hobbit fan. I always have been. I marathon these movies every year. So I just want to preface it and let you guys know that I might be a little biased towards the Lord of the Rings world because I've always been in love with it. 3, I'll let you know that this is only my review of the first two episodes. I cannot totally review the show until I've actually watched at least the first season because the first two episodes are usually just set up. They usually are just trying to build the world. So they haven't even hit their stride of what they can be at their best. So I can't totally review the show until I've actually watched at least the full first season. So these are just my quick thoughts on the first two episodes. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start off with the technical aspects because that's what you see in the trailer. And of course, Amazon put $500 million into the writing of the show, and who knows how many other millions of dollars they put into the production of the show. So obviously, it's going to look great. Well, we shouldn't say obviously because there's been a lot of movies and TV shows that have huge budgets and still look horrible. But this is not the case with at least the Lord of the Rings show. The CGI, the special effects, the set design, everything looks fantastic. And also the great thing about it is it makes you feel like you're really back into the Lord of the Rings world. The Lord of the Rings world that Peter Jackson himself created. You feel like you're back into it. It really captures the essence of that world. And I think they did a fantastic job, not only mixing in, the practical effects, but they mix in the practical effects with the CGI. And I think it's fantastic. So now that we got the technical aspects out of the way, let's get into everything else. And I do think the best thing about these first two episodes is just the character work. I think the hardest thing about a TV show is trying to introduce all the characters. You have tons of characters coming in and out, and this is no exception. This has a lot of storylines, different threads of what's going on. So I think the director had a hard job, or at least the director and screenwriter had a hard job trying to get you engaged and keep you on top of everything with all these characters. I think they did a fantastic job at keeping you engaged, but also building your liking of these characters. I think that's difficult to do, and I believe they did it with these first two episodes, and I really enjoyed it. In terms of the story, I think the story is really good so far. It's getting you engaged, it's keeping you involved with it. You're getting entertained. They're kind of giving you a little bit of nuggets of where it's going to go next, but it's setting it up, and you're kind of seeing, oh wow, this is where it could go. And I like that about it. They did a great job with the story. I think they set up everything really, really nice, and I'm really excited to see where it goes on from here. In terms of the acting, I think the acting in this show was fantastic. A lot of these actors to me have seemed to be unknown. I haven't seen a lot of these actors in other things, but I do think they gave fantastic performances in the little time they had, of course, in only 2 episodes. I think these actors did great. I think they were well casted, and I think the acting was fantastic in the first couple episodes. So lastly, I just want to say to you guys, this show for certain people might actually be boring, at least for the first 2 episodes, because this is all story building. It's setting up where this show is going to go. So it might be boring at the first couple episodes because honestly, there's not a ton of action in these first 2 episodes because it's setting up everything. So I would like to preface it by saying this, guys. I understand that maybe it's not for you. Maybe you got bored for the first 2 episodes. Totally understand. But I would say this, maybe you guys can just give it a chance. Keep watching and see where it goes. Maybe it's going to get more entertaining from here once you get to know these characters more, and once the story builds and gets to a certain point, maybe it gets more entertaining. I don't know. But these are the first 2 episodes, so I do think that it's going to be story building. I think it's going to be world building. So it's not going to be as action-packed as maybe other Lord of the Rings films were, but I do think that it will eventually get there once this story hits its stride. But overall, like I said, this is a fantastic start to the show. I think that this is what every great show should do, is just set up its characters, set up its world, and just get started. It's a great start. The special effects are fantastic. It really makes you feel like you're in a movie. I think that's what's groundbreaking about, these new TV series, is they look so fantastic. They even have sometimes even better effects than some movies. These shows are so great looking that it's just transforming the way you see TV shows and the way you see film. I just think it's fantastic. It really makes you feel like you're watching another Lord of the Rings movie, and that's what I really wanted. That's what I was looking forward in the show. I know that this show has to set itself apart from those movies, which is totally fine, but I do want to see if that essence of Lord of the Rings is still in there. I definitely think it is definitely still in there. Another thing that I like that they kept was more of a sophisticated language. I was worried that they might just go to more modernized language and not go with more like sophisticated language you hear in like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I do think that they did a great job in this. That sophisticated language just kept you more into the world, and I really like that about it. So overall, these 2 episodes were fantastic. I recommend you guys go watch it if you haven't already. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you guys want to see more reviews on the Lord of the Rings episodes, please let me know. And thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. Thank you.